Hello, I am Quinny. Welcome to the channel, guys. In this video today, we are doing a deep dive into the new Sorare Cap 220 mode. With all the new modes and the new iterations of the So5 arena completely changing, every Sorare player is back to square one, and we're all trying to figure out what is the optimal solution, what is the optimal strategy for going into each of these cap divisions as we're progressing through the game. So at this stage of the game, we've got a couple of cards we're feeling competitive, and now we're trying to maximize what rewards we can aim for. If you're looking for a real beginner's explainer on how to actually play Sorare, how to open your account, where to get the free card, all that kind of thing, there's a bubble right now up in the top of the screen. The playlist is linked in the description of the video. New to Sorare, start here. I break everything down into nice little chapters for you so you can get all the information you're actually after. Nice, easy, and quickly. And if you're looking to start and open your account today, there's a link in the description in this video. It'll also be in the pinned comment as well. By clicking on that link and open your account directly from doing so, like that, accept cookies and all that kind of thing, you'll get yourself a 3 limited card once you've bought 5 from the market. If you get stuck, if you've got any questions, just hit me up and I'll come and help you out in the comments section or DMs on social media and whatnot. And the Cap 220 strategy in particular, because that's the first one we come to, it's the one I'm the most excited about opening up and really trying to figure out what is the tactics, what is the strategies that all the new players out there could be thinking about, maybe haven't thought about yet, and the ones that they definitely need to consider. At any point in the video today, if you laugh, you learn, you like something or whatever, please do like and subscribe to the channel, share and retweet, all that good stuff, guys. We're trying to get to 10,000 subs as quick as humanly possible, and without your support, we couldn't do that. So thank you in advance if you do so. Stay out of trouble, and let's get stuck into it. Now, the Cap 220 division is a very exciting division for all the scarcity levels, whether it be limited, rare, super rare, anything like that. Because what it allows you to do is play one card from the scarcity below. So if you're going to be playing in limited Cap 220, for example, here, you need to have a minimum of 4 limited cards, and you can play a maximum of 1 common. That opens up 3 primary strategies that we can work with in the SO5 arena. Sorare is 5-a-side global fantasy football, and when we're coming into the limited cap, we've got commons built up from the top 5 leagues across Europe through the draft system at this point. We've got excellent goalkeepers, we've got brilliant strikers, we've got midfielders, we've got defenders, we've got the whole kit and caboodle. But what limiteds do we have? Now, one thing I can tell you, the first strategy almost everyone's going to come to is playing the goalkeeper as the common, because goalkeepers at any scarcity are always the most expensive ones to go for. So in this Cap 220 division, when we actually look at it, there is no penalty. There is no difference between selecting a common or a limited card. They don't score any differently. There is no XP bonuses. There is no captain. There is none of that stuff going on here at all. As you can see here, obviously this team couldn't be submitted. It's too big for the cap, but all of them carry a 0% bonus. So what that means is their points that they will attribute to this team is going to be completely based from their raw SO5 score. The Sorare scoring matrix runs between 0 to 100 for anyone that doesn't know that already. And goalkeepers, although this will probably be a very common selection because you can get a goalkeeper that can fit the cap from the draft, you can go and make a trade, you can go into the actual draft system as well, and you can swap cards out at your discretion. You can always make sure between Champion Europe you can get the best low form goalkeeper for common available every game week. And I think that's a strategy a lot of people are going to run with in that Cap Mode 220, because the majority of people that will be playing Cap Mode 220 will be people on a budget or people moving up from playing free to play into limited and from limited into rare, etc, etc. So particularly for the common to limited one there, I think there's going to be a very vibrant leaderboard, a very vibrant competition base of a lot of these free to play players that don't really ever make it into the real limited competitions or even into rares. But in this Cap 220 mode in particular, if you're starting out on Sorare today, that little edge, that little detail that we've just went through in the video of being able to cherry pick your goalkeeper basically every game week is one that a lot of people will miss, and I hope you add that one into your repertoire, into your notes for the game week preparation you've got. Now, the second strategy that kind of comes off the back of that, it kind of melds into one another quite easily, is that you can actually cherry pick some amazing low scoring options from around Champion Europe anyway and bring one of them in as a common player. So opening all the draft systems, of course, everyone was talking about how Wirtz was coming into it as a DNP card, so his L15 was so low. And there's always players like that going around, particularly the top 5 leagues, guys that have been on the bench for a while. Maybe they've been waiting for someone else to lose form or get injured or something like that. You know they're about to break into the team. But what allows you to do with the limited cards you've got, you're probably making some compromises. If you're playing Cap 220, you're not buying the creme de la creme. You're buying guys from the Road to Glory series. It's on the channel every Wednesday where we preview cheap budget players that, you know, the Sorare scouts and managers from around the world, you guys send in and preview for us. And some of those guys are great, but a lot of them are maybe fixture dependent, and sometimes against the field, if PSG are playing bottom of the table and sore Bayern Munich and that kind of thing, then sometimes you might just be washed away just with how many other competitive cards there is. But if you're in Cap 220 and you've got some of these pieces and you can see, oh man, how many times have you been here? I've got 4 guys for an amazing team, but I would love to loan in, I would love to buy a midfielder like this guy, but I've not got the ability to do that. If they're in the top 5 leagues of Europe, you can go and draft and cherry pick, you know, guys with great L15 opportunities to just complete the set of what you've got already without you having to go into the market and buy a limited, because the common has no penalty against it versus going into the market and buying a cheap limited for £10-15 or whatever. You can draft the common in if you're playing Cap 220, and it just gives your club a lot more kind of stability where you know that most game weeks, there's one problem you can fix. You're not always like, oh my God, my team's falling apart now. I've lost that defender card and I need to make some adjustments. If it's a common adjustment, that can be really, you know, easy peasy. And sometimes, depending on how many cards you've got, this common almost get out of jail free card that you've got access to can maybe bail out one of your limited cards, depending on the situations that you can find some cards in. And the third and final strategy that I think everyone should be exercising or entertaining for the Cap 220, more particularly at Limited, is trying to draft in those cheat code guys. So again, depending on what scarcity we're talking about, if you went to Cap 220 for Rare, for example, in this competition, there's 5 tier 1s to be won. Now, these won't be of much value, of much merit, okay? But I would say quite strongly that a tier 1 Rare is probably worth a damn sight more than a tier 1, maybe even in most cases, a star limited. So if you were to enter this team with, let's say, your 4 rares, now your limited is not going to have any sort of handicap or penalty against it. I'm just going to click anyone here just to illustrate the point. Like with the rotational, you know, super sub guys back from injury, the guys without a great profile or whatever. If I built a team that looked about like this, where the average of the outfield is about average L15 40, it could leave you with around the 55, 56 points. And if you can go into Europe and find the best guy at 56 points out there that you can squeeze into this, and what I mean by that is not the cheat code guy that's got like just a good fixture for this game week, because we're now talking about buying unlimited now. We're not talking about drafting a common. If you could go and buy a limited for 0.1 or something, and just to use a Vanaken type guy or something. I know Vanaken's not quite it anymore, you know, but that type of mold, maybe not one of the guys like a Kimmich or an Mbappe or a Messi, one of the guys that has all the prestige around him, but an absolute SO5 smasher of unlimited. If you've got a little rare collection already, then that might make all the difference. You know, spending 0.1, 0.15 on a limited card to come into this division could be way more, it could be a much more valuable exercise than buying a rare card for 0.1 to play in really many divisions that are out there at the moment, because the points per pound that you'll get on the limited will always outweigh the rare, you know. So if that's a division you think you're going to be playing quite often, I think particularly for the rare side of things, for that last strategy, very much think about points per pound. And if there is a cheat code, bringing a Lewandowski limited in, for example, would be a good one. You're not going to have a Lewandowski rare lying around. You know, those things are a totally different kettle of fish. So that's probably a good example to finish off the video on. I hope you enjoyed this one, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share and retweet and all that good stuff. Stay out of trouble, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.